Will the Brady Bunch kids tumble past their opponents? Or will Flip Wilson's Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaids row the straight and narrow? From Palm Springs, California, where once more 18 talented actors have come to match up in athletic competition, today the final two qualifiers will be decided upon when these actors take to the field in the last round one contest as Star Games continues. Our first team reunites America's favorite family, the Brady Bunch. Their captain, Barry Williams, Chris Knight, Mike Wickenland, Maureen McCormick, Susan Olsen, and Eve Plum. Our second team joins one of this season's new shows with one of this season's new highlights. From Charlie and Company in the Love Boat, here's Terrence McGovern, Mermaid Tori Breno, Mermaid Deborah Johnson, Mermaid Beth Myatt, Christophe St. John, and Eddie Velez. And our third team brings back one of television's most beloved families from the Waltons. Here is their captain, Judy Norton-Taylor, Tony Becker, David Harper, Mary McDonough, Martha Nix, and Eric Scott. Special appearances by Flip Wilson and the famous chicken. Our commissioner is Dick Butkus. Now here are your hosts, Morgan Brittany and Bruce Jenner.
Welcome to Star Games, and we're in Palm Springs, California for another round one competition. And Morgan, you consider the two of us pretty young, right?
Well, of course. Of the original 18 teams, only those who placed first and second in each of the round one competitions make it to the next round. Now, today's contest will determine two of the teams that will complete the field for round two.
But Morgan, you mean we're not exactly over the hill yet, right?
Right. Growing Pains and Porkies and the Insiders Miss Universe are just a few of the teams that we're going to see again.
You mean we can still do all the things we used to, right?
Yeah, right, Bruce. What are you so concerned about?
Well, you just see, I just took a look at two of the teams we got. We got the Waltons and the Brady Bunch, and all of a sudden, I didn't feel as young as I used to. I mean, you see, the kids from the Brady Bunch, they're older now, and that means we're getting older, too.
Yeah, well, that's normally how it works, Bruce. But I wouldn't worry about it because we're not getting older, we're getting better.
Right, okay. We're getting better. Right.
All right, well, I'm going to go on over to the starting line for the first event, and you sure you're going to be all right?
I'll be all right. At my age, I can handle this last little bit. You go to the starting line.
Okay.
All right, well, we're at the Aquatic Center in downtown Palm Springs, and our first event is the men's swim sprint. It's 25 yards, one width of the pool. It is a fast one. And speaking of fast ones, Morgan is at the starting line.
Flip,
Got something to prove. Good thing he's coaching. I don't know if he or Geraldine could make the team as a participant. Let's get to the competition now. We'll find out who's swimming. Over in lane 1, Ben Walton, Eric Scott. And in lane 2, Bobby Brady, Mike Lookenland. In lane 3, Flips Hope here, Eddie Velez. Swimming in lane 4, the Waltons, Tony Becker. In lane number 5, Flip's son on Charlie and Company, Christophe St. John. And in lane number 6, the oldest Brady brother, Barry Williams. Bruce, any comments?
Yeah, I feel kind of old right now.
That is up, and they're underway. Very good start for Barry Williams. Mike Lookenland is swimming second, but Barry Williams looks to be the winner. It is Barry Williams, got about a half a body length on Mike Lookenland, and Barry Williams is going to win it. Mike Lookenland is second, and Eddie Velez, I believe, got there for third. A very fast winning time, 11.21 seconds. That is just 0.4 of a second off the Star Games record. Let's take one more look at the finish line. There was never a doubt about it. Barry coming in just a couple of strokes ahead of Mike, and there are the official results. The Brady is getting off to a good start. Eddie picks up third-place points for his team, and Bruce is with the winner.
1-2 punch for the Brady Bunch. Is that what it is? That's what it looks like right here. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Not only is this a big reunion now, you were telling me earlier, this is the first time you've been together.
In 4 years to have the whole group together. And, you know, I have a special thing. is the man who created our whole show, wrote it and produced it, is here and came down to support us.
All right, and you started off just perfect with a 1-2 finish. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So the Brady's coming through with flying colors at this family reunion. Obvious strength in the water as we take a look at the scores after this first event. Charlie and Company Love Boat getting 10 points for Eddie Velez's effort. The Chicken now has moved over to congratulate Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, carrying tourists up the nearby Mount San Jacinto to a height of 8,516 feet. Just one of many attractions here. Now, let's get back to the competition. Barry Williams working with Maureen McCormick on diving. This team taking this competition very seriously. The Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaid team also getting in a little bit of extra practice. And there are the Waltons, Judy Norton-Taylor and Mary McDonough. They're also working on their dives. The Brady's performance, finishing 1-2 in the sprint, might have scared a couple of people. It could be a little bit more than the Waltons and the others had bargained for in this Star Games competition. They'll be tough.
Got them trying to fight your dog.
Meanwhile, a strategy meeting going on with Coach Flip Wilson and the Charlie and Company Love Boat team.
This one, right?
That's
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who's giving the odds? Straight from Jimmy the Greek in Vegas. Yeah,
I think he's moved to Atlantic City or something.
No, all right. Who's going to swim which lake? Are you going to go with the 25?
I'm swimming 25. Tony's swimming the last 50. Mary's swimming the first 50. And Eric's swimming the other 25.
In between.
Had some secretive high-caliber coaching.
Really? Tell us about it, Mary. Are you a ringer on us? We haven't had a chance to see
I'm not
yet.
a ringer. My coach was. He was here, but we're not mentioning names yet.
Why not?
Because he won't admit that he trained me unless I won.
So he probably won't admit. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. This is a relay. We have some distance here, and I guarantee because third place gives you 50 points, you'll get at least 50 points out of this thing, right?
Thank you.
But that's only a minimum. And the maximum, you can get some serious points here and make up a little bit of ground.
Good news.
And the good news is you get to swim right now.
Oh.
Okay, no drowning.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they don't talk like confident favorites. The team's now getting set, and let's see who's going to be swimming in this one. Lane number 1, swimming the first 50-yard leg for the Brady Bunch. That was Mike Lookinland. The second leg, Eve Plum. Swimming third, Maureen McCormick. And swimming the anchor, Barry Williams. In the middle lane for Charlie and Company Love Boat. Swimming the first leg, Beth Mayak. Swimming second, Tori Breno. Swimming third, Christoph St. John. And swimming the final leg, Eddie Velez. And in lane number 3 from the Waltons, swimming the first leg, Mary McDonough. Swimming second, Eric Scott. Swimming third, Captain Judy Norton-Taylor. And swimming the anchor, Tony Becker. So the Waltons are considered the favorites, but the Brady team we already know is good in the water. And with the Mermaids on Charlie and Company Love Boat team, I don't think this is going to be a giveaway. Left to right, that's Mary McDonough from the Waltons, Beth Myatt from Charlie and Company Love Boat, and Mike Lookinland from the Bradys. Mike Lookinland taking the early lead and extending it a little bit. Mike Lookinland looks very smooth in the water. Remember, this is the 50. He does a flip turn, so obviously he has done some practicing. Mike well ahead of his competition. Beth and Mary right now pretty even. Beth Myatt now starting to move ahead of Mary. Mike Lookinland is going to get to the end of the first leg before anybody else. And now we start the second leg. On the lead end, it is Eve Plum who is holding on to first place for the Bradys. Eve Plum, a shorter leg here now, and she is clearly in front and will get to the end of her leg first. Maureen McCormick into the water now for her team. Tori Breno at the end of her 25. Now here's the mismatch right here. Now the Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaids are starting to make their move. Christoph looking very strong on this 25-yard leg. He passed Maureen McCormick and took first place. Now it's Eddie Velez diving in, and the Bradys, if they're going to pull this one out, they'll have to do it with Barry Williams. He won the sprint.
This looks like a very good race. Look at Barry Williams making up ground right here. It looks like it's going to be between Love Boat Mermaids, Charlie and Company, and the Bradys. Look at that, Bruce.
I think the touch turn hurt Christoph. Barry Williams looking very tough. He's starting to make his move, taking the lead right there for the Brady Bunch. And Barry is going to win it. Eddie Velez will come in second. Tony Becker finished in third place. A very close finish and a very fast leg for Barry Williams. Another good effort on the part of the entire Brady team. First place for the second time. And as for the other two teams...
What a team! What a team!
I don't know what it is. Ugly people just keep getting through the water.
All right, the bunch. I love it. I love it. Very, very nice. First of all, we got to get very great turn down there. I mean, you made up half the length right on the turn.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Bruce. I'm glad I saw the edge before I got there.
Have you ever done any swimming before? I mean, competitively or anything?
I just learned about a week ago.
How'd you learn to turn that quickly?
Now, I swam a little bit when I was, before I started the Brady Bunch team.
I understand. Well, congratulations. You know, take it easy on these guys. You know, the other teams, you know, you want to keep it close.
Right. We'll keep it dramatic for you.
We'll try. Yeah, really try. Hold ourselves back.
Well, congratulations. 2 wins in a row.
There you go. Let's take another look at that race. Barry in the far lane nearing the finish line in the lead by a stroke, and Eddie still swimming well, but just unable to find the power that Barry has. So a great come-from-behind victory for the Bradys. After 2 events, the Bradys the good-sized lead due to the swimming events. Now the teams prepare for the kayak race, and we'll take a closer look at a grown-up family of Bradys. Morgan?
Barry Williams played Greg Brady, the eldest son on the Brady Bunch. During and after the series, Barry's career expanded to include theater, film, and recording. Chris Knight played middle son Peter Brady on the bunch. Chris has worked in all areas of television. He's currently pursuing a career as a casting agent. Mike Lookinland played the youngest of the Brady boys, Bobby. Mike is currently attending the University of Utah Film School and hopes to become a cameraman and director. By the way, that's his natural hair color. He had to dye it black in the show. Maureen McCormick was Marcia Brady, the eldest of the Brady daughters. Film roles in movies like Skate Town USA and The Idolmaker and guest spots on TV have kept Maureen busy since the bunch disbanded. Susan Olsen portrayed the youngest of the Brady girls, Cindy. Susan has recently decided to get back into acting. She is an experienced rider working with hunters and jumpers in equestrian events. Eve Plum is known as Jan to Brady Bunch fans. Eve was critically acclaimed following the Brady series for her title role in the television movie Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway. The Brady Bunch in the early lead and looking strong.
The Aquatic Center, a look at the score, shows the Brady Bunch a big lead. Charlie and Company Love Boat and the Waltons only 35 points apart for second and third place.
It's time now for the kayak relay, and with 2 events already finished, the Brady Bunch team is out in...
A first or second place finish for the Waltons or Charlie and Company Love Boat could change this competition around. Let's see who's rowing in this one. In lane number 1, rowing the first leg for the Waltons, team captain Judy Norton-Taylor and David Harper. Rowing second, Mary McDonough and Tony Becker. In the middle lane, representing the team from Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaids, rowing the first leg, Beth Myatt and Terrence McGovern. Rowing the second leg, Deborah Johnson and Eddie Velez. And in lane number 3, from the Brady Bunch, rowing the first leg, Susan Olsen and Chris Knight. Rowing the second leg, Eve Plum and Mike Lookinland. Morgan, Bruce, how do you see this race?
Well, I think I'm going to make the safe bet and take the Bradys. Bruce?
Well, I feel like I need a wheelchair right now. I'm feeling older by the minute, but I'll tell you what, I'll go along with Morgan and pick the Brady.
And there's 3 of us, the Gun and the Waltons over in lane 1, getting a very good push-off from Tony Becker. That's Chris Knight guiding Susan Olsen. Terrence and Beth still unable to get to the exchange point.
The Brady Bunch lapped the Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaids team on this one. Flip trying to give them a little bit of encouragement.
Confident Brady crew getting to the end. 3 for 3 for the Bradys. And they have started this competition in tremendous fashion. Beth and Terrence almost to the end of their leg now. Still, they have another one to go. And the Bradys celebrate. The Waltons will come in second. And they're just taking their time. Nothing to worry about. Straight for the Bradys. Beth and Terrence just looking for some counseling from their coach, Flip Wilson.
Hey guys, remember what I said at the beginning? You know, you got to take it easy on the competition. You don't want to show all your cards right now.
Taking it easy.
It's just the first round. Really? It's just the first round.
Well, you know, we just do what we do, and if they can't keep up, I don't know.
I hate to tell you, we're doing this interview, and the third team is just finishing right now.
Yes, I don't think the other teams have the same advantage that we've had about growing up together.
Yeah.
So we spent
that's it?
most of our lives together.
Yeah.
There's always something to be said for growing up with each other.
Yes.
Well, Beth and Terry did...
First up, Maureen McCormick of the Brady Bunch. She steps up to the 1-point marker, and she calmly sunk it. They Love Boat Mermaids 3, the Brady Bunch, and the Waltons 1.
Tony Becker of the Waltons only scored 1 point in his attempt. Now here's the Brady's Chris Knight. Easily scoring 1 point layup, missed the 2-pointer, but then moved to the foul line. Regained his composure and sunk the 3-pointer. Now he moves over to his left, going to the 4-point spot, and sinks it with no problem.
First, well, the women's 50-yard dash. Now, the points of this event, if you win it, you get 50, 25 for second, and yes, 10 for third place. And with me, Eve Plum and Susan Olsen. Great to have you with me.
Hey, you used to run years ago when you were young, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I used to run. I sort of still run now, but yeah, I did compete a while back.
Wasn't that back in the 70s?
Yeah. The 80s, 70s wasn't that long ago, was it?
Well, there wasn't any MTV back then. No, geez. I mean, we've had 2 Olympics, 3 presidents, and half a dozen hit movies from Steven Spielberg, haven't we?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't you girls run? I think I'll lay down.
Well, Bruce is still being set upon. Let's go to the blocks now and see who's going to be running. One of the Dancing Mermaids from Love Boat, running in lane number 1, Tori Breno. Their practice times, incidentally, have been very good today. In lane number 2, Marsha Brady, Maureen McCormick, and she also very serious about this race. None of the Bradys are taking this competition lightly. Running in lane number 3, who I have to consider the favorite in this event, Judy Norton-Taylor. I think the Waltons are going to do much better out here on the track than they did in the water. In lane number 4, Eve Plum, known to Brady fans as Jan Brady. Such a big lead coming into this event. There is no pressure on Eve or on Maureen to have to do well. And that sometimes can work against the competitors. Running next to her, Deborah Johnson. She was part of that ill-fated kayak team from Charlie and Company Love Boat. Her practice times have also been very good. Must be all that dancing she does. And finally, in lane number 6, Martha Nix. As Morgan said, she also had a role on Days of Our Lives.
Well, I think there should be a race between lanes 3 and 5, Judy Norton-Taylor and Deborah Johnson. They seem to have the most competitive time.
Polo fields are one of the favorite weekend spots in Palm Springs, certainly one of mine. Now back to the track and a message from the Bradys.
Prize money for the players today will be $30,000 for the first place team.
$21,000 for the second place team.
And $12,000 for the third place team. Of course, we get a bigger share than our sisters.
No.
We do so. Yeah, no.
And if a team who is overall champion wins all of its competition, they can win a total of $165,000.
And each member will get a new car. You gonna let them drive?
Hey,
And anchoring the Walton team, running a 440, Tony Becker. In the middle lane from the Bradys, running first, Maureen McCormick. Running second, it'll be Susan Olsen. Running third, Barry Williams did awfully well in the pool. And running the final leg, Chris Knight. In the first leg, and after her sprint performance, I think they should be off to a pretty good lead. We'll see what happens. There's the gun. Deborah Johnson, Maureen McCormick, and Martha Nix on the first leg. And Deborah Johnson pulling out to a very big lead. She looks like she's done this before, Bruce. Perfect form. Yeah, she's got Breno working out of the rope.
This is what I like. You tell me if you have a problem. I want you to lead it. Like you to do the jump rope. I want to run it and have you do the bike. Can't do that. 3 men, 1 woman.
Yes?
Okay.
We've reached the climactic point of the day.
That's he on the left, Martha Nix, and Terrence McGovern. Gun is up. And they're underway. Mike Wickenland taking the early lead. Good run so far for everybody. Susan Olsen getting started on the rope first. Number 20 jumps. Mary McDonough, Tori Breno getting started. That extra practice obviously helping Tori. Deborah Johnson and Maureen McCormick start about the same time. No stopping Deborah in these sprints, though. Look at her go. All right, this is the most important part of the race. Remember, if you knock a cone over, you're going to lose valuable time. And very close to the Brady bunch out in the lead. And Barry Williams maneuvers through the pylon very well for the Brady bunch. Comes out in front. The Waltons come in second. Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaids third for the Apache Relay. And overall for the day, the Bradys will take first place. And we'll take another look. All 3 teams right equal to this point, but Barry Williams picking up speed, moving through the course with finesse and coming out in front. And Bruce is with the Bradys.
All right, the bunch, punch. You know, congratulations. Very nicely done, Turn around here. Get the ladies in here. You girls were part of this, too. Let's get the whole team in here. Congratulations. You actually won with all the penalties and everything in the Apache relay. Well, you guys came out the winner. It must have been the other team. It must have been the other team.
I had no idea Susan was that good with a rope.
Yeah. Practice.
You on the bike. Yeah. Bike over here.
Yeah, even with the crash at the end.
I really didn't expect that we would be coming in first. I knew we'd have a good time, and maybe we'd do all right, but I'm so glad we came in first.
Well, once every 4 years, you ought to get together again and do this once more time, right? You get to come back for the next round. Congratulations.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Listen, Coach, this is what Palm Springs is known for. There are the final standings, and the last two qualifiers have been decided. Bruce and Morgan will be right back.
Thank you.
Well, the tough job was given to me. I hate to do it, you guys. Third place. You gave a great showing, however. You were terrific on the track. Let me tell you. She was really something else.
I gave her all the tips on it, though.
Well, listen. If you guys come back, go into training, come back, and join us on the next Star Games. And this time you can do it.
We looked at it this way. We may have come in last, but we weren't last in every single event. So there's something
That's, this is true. This is true.
In the major event. Like showing up.
Yeah, but
Now this is what Palm Springs is known for. There are the final standings, and the last two qualifiers have been decided. Bruce and Morgan will be right back.
And we'll see you back for another round of Star Games.
That's if you'll make it.
say goodbye, Dick.
So long.
Hey, what year did you retire?
Hey, Bruce.
73, I know, because I retired in 76, like 3 years before me, so get off my back.
Hey, Bruce.
Goodbye.
Hey, Bruce,
Yeah,
you
but
think you
look
can
at
lift
you,
this? I remember you carrying one of these. You think you can lift it, old man?
Cute. Yeah, I
You remember that?
got it.
You remember that?
Oh, I was a child at the time.
Yeah, okay, here you go. I'm leaving. I'm
Goodbye.
taking my bag and I'm going home.
It'll get better, Bruce, I promise.
Are here along with 18 other actors and actresses for another round of Star Games competition.
This is a round 2 contest, so each of these teams have already placed first or second in a preliminary matchup and are now one step closer to winning up to $165,000 and a new car.
That's right, and the teams that we have here today are Dynasty, the Brady Bunch, and the Comedy Store. And Morgan, I know that Dynasty is one of your favorite shows, but did you know that our commissioner has Dynasty parties?
No, not Dick.
Our very own Dick Butkus, he knows everybody on the show. In fact, he would rather watch reruns of Dynasty than reruns of him playing football for the Chicago Bears on Sunday afternoon. Yes.
Oh, come on, Bruce, I don't believe that, not for a second.
Believe it. Ask him any question. I guarantee he will know the answer. In fact, here he comes right now.
All right, Dick. Bruce tells me that you are a die-hard Dynasty fan. True?
Why would he say a thing like that?
Well, probably because I overheard you talking to Jack Coleman about what Stephen Carrington was like on the first year of the show, Dynasty.
Come on, Bruce. That was just small talk, man. I was trying to get some autographs for my kids.
And talking to Emma Sams about amnesia. Come on.
She had a little headache, that's all.
And Jeffrey Scott about being married to Joan Collins.
It wasn't Alexis, it was Crystal.
I told you, Morgan.
What?
See? Yeah.
Morgan, can we get going with this competition? You know, the swimmers are ready to go.
Yeah, sure, Dick. Anything you'd like.
Yeah. Well, in case any one of you are interested, we also have a special guest on the show today.
Oh, we do? Where is he?
Well, he should be flying in for our first event. I told him was going to be over here at the swimming event, and I think he has arrived.
Okay, fine. Well, then we'll get over to the pool for our first event. The men's swim sprint.
Well, it looks like we're in for a big day. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's right. Good. My wife's home watching. I'm here making time with this young, pretty girl. Put it on film, sure.
We are ready for the first event of the day here at the Aquatic Center in Palm Springs, California. Up first, the men's 25-yard sprint. Now, here to run over the rules with me is certainly America's favorite feathered friend, the famous chicken. All right, now, in a short race like this, the key is really the start. Now, if you get a good fast start, chances are you'll be way out ahead of the pack. Now, let's take a look at the proper form. First, up on the blocks. Our chicken. Okay, now the feet, the feet should be separated, facing forward. Okay, now one slightly in front of the other. All right, you got that. All right, knees should be bent. Very good, very good. Now, shoulders should be perpendicular to the front of the blocks. Excellent, excellent. Head down. Up, chin up, chin up. All right, now, just lean back just slightly. Right about there, right about there. Hold it, hold it. Okay, now you're ready. Now, when the gun fires, you leap out as far as possible. Okay, you ready? Oh, no. Chicken soup.
Oh, what do you expect? Gun shooting wasn't in a decathlon, I don't recall.
We find it very important. Before the races, one of the most important things to do is warm up your neck. Warm up the neck because your neck gets awful sore. And this is what we use for a neck warmer. John, ready? Ready.
It's very important that you also warm up your knuckles.
Barry, Mike, boy, you guys came in first in round one, first and second. Yeah, and you did really, really well. Now, how do you feel about today going up against two new teams? Dynasty is pretty tough.
Well, it would be okay if we reversed and he came in first and I came in second.
I could go for that.
But we don't know. A lot of the people from the other teams are friends of ours, but we haven't swum competitively against each other, so I don't know what's going to happen.
And so you get a lot of friends on the teams, on the other teams?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? But how do you feel competing against your friends?
Fine, as long as we win.
Exactly.
What an attitude. All right, well, hopefully either I or Bruce will see you over at the finish line, okay?
I hope so, too.
All right.
Thanks, Morgan.
Thanks, Morgan. See ya.
Well, this starts off as a little friendly competition, huh, Bruce?
Yeah, but competition gives the word friendly a new meaning. Let's see what happens.
In lane number 1, the co-captain of the Comedy Store team, Jeff Altman. In lane number 2, Mike Lukenland. He's in college now in Salt Lake, studying directing. Swimming in lane number 3, one of the Moldavian casualties, Billy Campbell. In lane 4, the favorite here, Barry Williams. Next to Barry, lane 5, the Pirate of Penzance's Rex Smith. And in lane number 6, one of the Carrington clan, Jack Coleman. Bruce?
Well, Barry Williams and Billy Campbell both won this event in the first round, but Barry had a time that was almost a second faster than Billy, so it should be a good matchup together, although I give the edge to Barry, but it should be a good race.
Well, Barry definitely the favorite here. There's the gun, and a great start for Barry Williams. Barry Williams all by himself right now. He's got about a half a body length lead on the field. Looks like Rex Smith is second, very close for third, but it's Barry Williams now taking command, and Williams wins it easily. Rex Smith was second. The battle for third between Billy Campbell and Mike Lukenland. Barry Williams winning time 11:43. Not as fast as his preliminary time, still good enough to pull him through. We'll take another look. Barry the lead right from the start. Rex Smith starts to get close to him, but can only get as far as second place. Billy Campbell got third. He edged out Mike Lukenland, and there are the standings.
Oh, my gosh. An unsportsmanlike conduct, 25 yards right there. Congratulations. Really a good, tough field, but you came through, Barry. Nice job.
You know, it's a tough field, but I got a good start again, which really helps a lot.
What was the name of it? You got out of the blocks absolutely beautifully.
Exactly. I love being in the water. I really do.
That's why you're staying in there and you won't get out. I don't blame you. Great start for the bunch. You're up against two really good teams with Dynasty and the Comedy Store. Good swimmers and everything. Came out on top. First event. Way to go for the Brady bunch.
I anticipate a really, really competitive day.
All right. Well, we'll see you through the day. Congratulations. Great start.
Thanks, Bruce.
Well, one event completed. The Brady's win it. Comedy Store's Rex Smith probably the big surprise here. And Dynasty's Billy Campbell taking the leftovers. We'll be back with more right after this. Back at the pool for the next event and the first team challenge of the day. And now here's Bruce.
We're off and rolling now. The next event on the agenda is the swim relay. Now, there are 4 legs to this race. Now, the first goes 50 yards. The next 2 go 25. And the final leg is another 50 yards.
You're swimming.
We're not going to win or come third or second, are we?
Yeah, third. We could come in third or second. We're definitely, there's only 3 teams, so third's a lock.
I don't mean to be awful.
We're going to come in. Well, I know, but I don't think
No, why don't you go ahead? You go ahead.
Why don't you both jump in?
Let's jump in and give it a shot, Jack.
I mean, this is important.
You got enough.
I just got dry. I just got warm and happy.
Hey, babe, what's another $4,000?
I'll come with you.
You see, from this position up here, they can't see me. I got my blow dart up here. Right into the water. These guys just sleep. They look like rafts, floats. So I shoot down 3 or 4 of these guys, and our team just rockets through. That's it. Here's the first race. Yeah, I got that tall guy with the curly hair from the Brady bunch. He sleeps.
Well, that's one way of eliminating the competition. Well, the relay teams have been named, so let's see who is swimming. Lane number 1 from the Brady. Swimming first, Mike Lookinland. Swimming second, Eve Plum. Swimming third, it'll be Maureen McCormick. And swimming the anchor, the men's sprint winner, Barry Williams. Now in lane number 2 from the Comedy Store, swimming the first 50, Lynn-Holly Johnson. Swimming the second leg, Lois Bromfield. Swimming third, Jeff Altman. And swimming the anchor leg, Rex Smith. And in lane number 3 from Dynasty, swimming the first leg, it'll be Jeffrey Scott. Swimming second, Troy Byer. Swimming third, the Duchess of Brana, Carrie Armstrong. And swimming the final leg for Dynasty, Billy Campbell.
Barry, this is going to be a Comedy Store Brady matchup, and the team from Dynasty knows it. Times show they're the weakest team in this event, and I think they'll save some of that Dynasty strength for the track instead of going all out here.
All right, Morgan, they're underway from top to bottom. That's Mike Lookinland. In the middle, Lynn-Holly Johnson, Jeffrey Scott on the bottom of the screen, and Mike Lookinland very strong right now, Bruce.
Mike Lookinland looks very good. We'll see how his turn comes out. Look at that, a nice, clean flip turn. He seems to be even pulling away more. You know, the Brady bunch is going to be tough. Barry Williams just won the sprint, and he's also going to anchor this team, so it's really going to depend on the women.
Lookinland, a big lead now. Barry Williams, of course, was a swimmer in school, but it looks like his little brother spent some time in the water as well. Eve Plum underway on the second leg now. Troy Byer set to start off for Dynasty. And it'll be Lois Bromfield swimming the second leg for the Comedy Store.
If the ladies can keep this up for the Brady bunch, they'll give a good lead to Barry Williams.
Eve Plum getting to the end of the 25 yards. Maureen McCormick. Lois Bromfield catching Troy Byer now as they reach the wall. And Carrie Armstrong taking off just ahead of Jeff Altman.
Well, it looks like Maureen McCormick is really going to give that lead to Barry, and Barry is a strong swimmer, Bruce.
He is a good swimmer. This is 50 yards. We saw him in the 25, and he was very dominant. Now in the 50, we'll see what type of shape he's in.
It's Jeff Altman and Billy Campbell now both underway. Barry Williams still in the lead. He's extending that lead. Chris Knight on the sidelines, waiting for the touch, and off now to meet Barry back at the finish line. And this one is going to be very easy for the Bradys. Barry Williams all by his lonesome. Rex Smith will finish second for the Comedy Store, and Billy Campbell not too far behind for a Dynasty third. Actually, they might have done a little bit better than people expected them to.
Well, you guys, you're 2 for 2. You are heading out there, boy, I'll tell you. So you feel good about today?
Oh,
sure do, yeah.
Crew team now.
All right.
The crew team pulls through. We feel good about this morning. There's a long day ahead.
Yeah, there is a long day, but you guys are off to a terrific start.
Thank you.
Good performance. Thanks, really nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I wish I could feel part of this. You are. I'm hug happy.
Now, this is something new, interviewing the Dynasty team for third place. In the first round, you guys were so dominant, it seems like in everything you did. But, you know, sometimes a team that has to really overcome adversity is the team that we should be really looking for. And this is the team right now.
We'd like to give them a chance. We'd like to give the other teams a chance because we know they're severely handicapped. As some of us, Troy being a decathlon champion, as we spoke about yesterday.
These are the kind of comments that make the opposing locker room. That's what we're trying to do now. Actually, our week events are over with, and we'll see them on the track.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're
the Inland Empire.
Okay, well, you're out of the water now, and you're on top of the water in a kayak.
Yeah, no, we won the kayak last round, so we like the kayak. And we really like the track and field.
Kayak likes us.
We do. Kayak well, we'll find out in a minute because the kayak is coming up next. Well, can I say, you know, keep your spirits high. Third place is not bad. That's a bronze medal in the Olympic Games.
Right.
You know, so don't think
are there only three countries in the Olympics?
No. There's a couple other countries, but that's besides the point. It's still third is a third.
This is Mark Gibbons here at poolside at the Star Games, where information has just led us to believe that the Brady Bunch swam as professionals in the 1984 Olympics. You're looking at them now, gleeful, overjoyed, and yet professionals. Professionals who've earned money doing this before, entering an amateur competition. Mark Gibbons, Star Games. Back to you, Chet.
So you let them get away, huh?
Well, Dick, you see, I figure there are bigger fish in the pond. I mean, that's Stephen Carrington. I don't know if he really is what we think he is.
Are we going to see you in Denver causing some more problems for the Prince?
Oh, well, no, not for the Prince, but just, I think John will...
Excuse me. Dick,
I'm really happy that you like the show so much and that you take so much interest, but we really have to practice. Hey, we're in third place so far.
Stephen,
so
hello. Stephen, I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, get in the pool. Get in the pool. Okay, thanks a lot.
It's marvelous.
Wait till I hear about this.
Well, it looks like the commissioner has a little bit of Dynasty gossip to spread around now. So while he calls his friends, you look at the scores, and Emma and Billy practice under Captain Jack's strict orders. We'll take a break. It's back where we left off. Billy and Emma still practicing. And the Comedy Store team going through the numbers as well.
Here you come. I grab the front. Here you go, Alex. I get in. Energy.
Oh, are we fast? The standings at this point show the Brady's and the Comedy Store in a close race for first, and Dynasty, well, they're trailing in third. The kayak race is next, and this is another team sport. Now, gearing up for this one doesn't just take willpower, it takes coordination between team members. A lot of time is spent practicing for this race.
So, Morgan, this is where Dynasty can start making its comeback. As Jack said, they finished first in their first round, but so did the Brady's and the Comedy Store. Dynasty has the best time of the three, though. At the start line, lane number 1 for the Comedy Store. First leg, Lynn-Holly Johnson and John Schneider. Rowing second, Lois Bromfield and Rex Smith. In the middle lane, rowing first for the Brady bunch, Susan Olson and Chris Knight. Rowing second, it'll be Barry Williams and Eve Plum. And in lane number 3, rowing the first leg for Dynasty, Emma Sams and Billy Campbell. And rowing second, Carrie Armstrong and Jeffrey Scott.
Now, Barry, Dynasty is depending on the track, but a win here would certainly help the situation. Now, the Brady's, though, seem to be invincible in the water. Let's see where Lady Luck smiles.
Well, she's smiled on all 3 of these teams so far. Good start by all 3 teams. Comedy Store, slight lead early on in the race. Still little to choose between these 3. Dynasty starting to pick it up a little bit now. Very close, heading for the first buoy.
This is unusual. We see the Brady bunch now in third place. And as they go around the buoy, this is really going to tell how this race is going to develop. And the Comedy Store seems to get around, but look at in the middle, the Brady bunch made up a little ground.
All the teams around the buoy just about together. Comedy Store, though, starting to pick up its advantage once again.
This is one of the tightest races I've seen, Bruce. I can't believe how close they are.
This is a good competitive race. It's all going to come down to the exchange, and that's coming up here in just a second.
They head for the exchange now. Very close. Too close to call almost. Dynasty, a little bit of trouble at the exchange. They used a different method in the preliminary round, which was much more effective, and that could cost them a win here.
The Brady bunch comes out ahead. A very quick change for them.
The Brady's making their move, a solid move. Dynasty's Carrie Armstrong and Jeffrey Scott, a lot of ground to make up. The Brady's now nearing the final turn first.
A real good, consistent effort. Uh-oh, the Comedy Store's in trouble. They've got to get around that buoy. It's a real tight race for second place.
Carrie and Jeff at the buoy. They're very close to the Comedy Store for second place. All the teams on their way back now. Lois and Rex having a little bit of a difficult time rowing on the straight and narrow.
Well, it looks like the Brady bunch has got it here again.
The Brady's a solid performance in the first 3 events. They win it. Carrie and Jeff will get second. And another family celebration for the Brady's. Lois and Rex now finally getting to the end of their run.
And here's why the Brady's moved ahead. They were very, very good in the relay, and here you see it again in the kayak race. They're very consistent in the water.
In very, very important points for the Dynasty team, guys. You know, that was really crucial. And actually, Jeff, you guys did a very nice job on that final leg.
Thank you.
You were in third going out, and you came back in second.
We pulled it good. We had good communication.
We did.
Is that what it is in this event, communication?
You better stroke, stroke, left, right. Listen to me!
All right. It's off out of the water. Finally, you're on the track.
Yes.
Win.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Tennis,
Yes.
Well, the water events are history. It's all been the Brady bunch. Comedy Store still in the hunt. Dynasty finally beginning to get some points. Right now, let's go to the mini event and our commissioner.
This week's mini event is basketball hot shot. Now, there are 2 participants for each team, a man and a woman. Each team will send one of its players to the key where he or she will shoot from 5 designated locations which have specified values. Now, the further the distance from the basket, the higher the value. Now, there are 2 rounds, each team having 1 player per round. The accumulated points of both players on each team will determine the standings.
Well, the chicken has made his way over to the basketball court, and Bruce and Morgan looks as though he's going to put on a hot shot clinic for the competitors.
Oh, over the head. Well, I'll tell you what, Barry. Whoa, went in. I don't know if I'd recommend that style, especially with so much on the line today.
But he does have a feathery touch.
Oh.
Looks as though the chicken style of play, though, perhaps more suited for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Hey, you never know, guys. Maybe the Globetrotters could use a hot shot chicken.
Well, he looked pretty good hitting that 4-point shot, but the true test is the 5-point shot. That comes from the top of the key. Now the chicken will quiet the crowd. Dribbling around. He stops. He shoots. It's good. Very similarly good to the last shot he made.
Well, I'll tell you what. After the chicken was done, it was the ladies' turn. And first up for the Bradys was Eve Plum. She calmly sunk the 1-pointer. Moved over for the 2-point try. And missed that and worked over to the foul line. Now, this is for 3 points. Puts it up. Oh, off the backboard. It was good. And then the Comedy Store. Teresa Ganzel trying the 1-pointer. Ooh, one-handed try, and she got it in there. The chicken was very enthusiastic about this. Watching from the sideline as she goes for the 3-pointer from the foul line. Good. And then it was Dynasty's Carrie Armstrong. And I think she got a few tips from her teammate, Jack Coleman, who's a very good basketball player. Trying that one-handed style. She's moved over to the 2-pointer. Up and good. Carrie Armstrong getting some points for Dynasty. Missed the 3-pointer, goes over to the 4-pointer, and picks up 4 more points for Dynasty. Dynasty's in the lead with 7 points. The Brady's in the Comedy Store with 4. And then Chris Knight for the Brady Bunch gets the 1-pointer, works over to the 3-pointer, picks that up. And that was it for the Brady Bunch. So Rex Smith of the Comedy Store gets the 1-pointer. Rex Smith, a good athlete, and showed it here as he picks up the 2-pointer. Moves over to the 3-pointer, didn't make it, and then worked his way all the way out to the 5-pointer. And here is a big shot for the Comedy Store. Over the head, puts it up, sinks it. And so the Comedy Store with 12 points is in the lead. And that puts the pressure on the big basketball player. Jack Coleman from Dynasty picks up 1 point. He needs 12 to win. Sinks the 2-pointer, puts it off the backboard. Works his way to the foul line for 3 points. And Jack Coleman misses it. Now he needs to make one of the next 2 shots for Dynasty to win, and they certainly need it in this overall score. And Jack Coleman puts it away, so Dynasty wins the basketball competition. And there are the scores. Just by 2 points, Dynasty picks up the victory. So that's important for the overall score because they move into 2nd place.
My name is Leonard Moon, and I don't have the brains of an ice cube. You know, a lot of times, I like to ride on a life cycle. I will ride till I drop. My favorite team is the Minnesota Twins, but I have never seen them both together. Right now, I feel like I'm riding the death cycle. But I would like to explain that the 2nd place team overall will receive 6 of their very own life cycles. Some of you may recognize me from my film career. I played the meat in Rocky. Now I will pedal till I drop.
Too bad we can't really be bikers and just go out and beat the tar out of the next team. You know?
Yeah, that might help. But anyway, just keep smiling. You know, the Comedy Store team, we have to see smiles.
Everybody's gotten a little bummed out because I'm done competing for the day.
Yeah, no, that's it?
Exhausted. I'm exhausted. I sunk 2 baskets.
I know, I saw that. It was...
I worked up quite a sweat, and I have to rest for the rest of the day.
I can see that.
I'm a little worried about that.
Are you going to do anything in particular while you rest?
I'm going to cheer these wonderful team members.
Pads, right?
I am. I'm going to. In fact, yeah, that's it.
Keep the knee pads on.
Because you never know, I could fall down while I'm watching.
That's true. All right, well, I want to wish you the best. I would like to wish you the best of luck. You need the points. Third place, only 10 points out of second.
You feel great.
Well, spirits on the Comedy Store team seem pretty down, but the good news for both them and Dynasty is that the Brady's strongest events were in the water. Things could start evening out now. Starter's gun is up. They're underway. That's Lois Bromfield closest to you. Susan Olsen in the middle. Troy Byer on the inside lane, and it's Troy Byer with an early lead.
That's a good start for Troy Byer. You know, this is a difficult start because they gear him in one gear. It's a very high gear, and it's tough to get these bikes going. Now Lois on the outside is starting to make her move for the Comedy Store.
Another point, too, Bruce, they're on grass, so it does take just a little bit longer to really start to get on track. And you can see they are definitely on track now.
It's a good race down the backstretch. No drafting going on here. Everybody's in a lane and trying to make it first into that next turn.
Very close between these three. Troy Byer in the middle. Susan Olsen checking as she moves to the outside now.
And it's Lois on the outside making her move. The Brady bunch on the inside trying to hold everybody off. It's going to be very, very close.
Short run to the finish line of the first lap now. And the second rider's getting set to go. And there they go. Jack Coleman for Dynasty. Rex Smith for the Comedy Store. Mike Lookinland for the Brady bunch.
Mike Lookinland, look at him take off. A nice, strong start. A very good start for the Brady bunch.
And Rex Smith starting to move away from Jack Coleman. He's got a good strong hold on second, but Lookinland looking good.
I'm surprised Jack Coleman is that far back. Rex Smith, you know he's a good athlete. He's got good, strong legs. He's right in the middle.
Long way between first and second place, but starting to make up a little ground.
Here comes Rex Smith. He's making his move now. He's starting to chase down first place.
That's a great run for Rex Smith, and here he comes, hard on Lookinland, but Lookinland's got a little left also. Going to be very close coming to the finish line. And they reach the end of their lap. Together it'll be Maureen McCormick now and Lynn-Holly Johnson.
The Comedy Store is going to be tough. Lynn-Holly Johnson, a former skater, you know she's got good, strong legs. She's got the lead. They are going to be tough to catch.
And she has a good, strong lead now. Look at her crouch down over her bike, and you can see Maureen McCormick in second place, not nearly as sure of herself. Lynn-Holly Johnson all by her lonesome here, coming down the back straightaway.
Look at Lynn-Holly Johnson make her move on the field. It's going to be a big, big lead for the Comedy Store.
And Carrie just trying to make up as much of that ground as she can and just stay close.
Lynn-Holly Johnson, a great leg. She's just pulling away from the field. Carrie Armstrong making her move, but Maureen McCormick sort of pushed her out on that turn. She had to go all the way to the outside, so it was a close call. We see some penalty flags going. We'll check that out later. Right now, Jeff Altman is starting to make his move with a big lead, but look how determined Jeff Altman is for the Comedy Store.
That could be a real bad break for the Bradys if that is indeed a penalty.
So it'll be Jeff Altman, Jeffrey Scott, and Chris Knight on the final leg here. Altman, a good lead.
Jeff's going around that turn. He's very determined, but look how far he goes to the outside. He's losing some ground. Although he's still going pretty quick, he loses ground.
And Chris Knight chasing Jeffrey Scott, trying to make up some ground on him. Remember, there was a penalty called.
Chris Knight on the inside, making up ground in second place right now, but now he's starting to chase down Jeff Altman. A great leg by Chris Knight. Altman seems to be tiring. Here comes Chris Knight on the inside. It is going to be the Brady bunch at the checkered flag. A great leg by Chris Knight.
Just a tremendous sprint by Chris Knight, and smiles all over the place. But remember, all of us thought we saw a penalty flag on the third leg, and yes, there is the flag. Now let's see if we can figure out what happened. Maureen McCormick was on the inside. She's in the black, and as Carrie Armstrong tried to pass her, Maureen moved her out. They rule a three-point penalty. It moves Comedy Store into first place.
This Comedy Store immediately starts to get a little speckle of a smile coming out now. It was a questionable call.
Hey, we're manic depressive and manic. What's the other one, Jeff?
We're paranoid schizophrenic. Is this for real?
Yes, it is.
Wait a minute. What we need to say here, other than anything else, is that the Brady bunch did the most impressive bike riding I have ever seen.
That's right.
Beside, I don't know what the penalty was and all that kind of stuff.
Doesn't matter.
But it made my weekend coming here and seeing that.
Maybe you should be working for the Brady bunch.
Maybe I should. Listen, and we're...
Well, you pick up some valuable points here. Really helps out.
We need it.
We feel good. We feel strong. We're ready. This is the reverse of yesterday. I predicted this would happen. The predictions are in. Now let the cards fall with it where they may.
My name is Don King. You must recognize these men have the ability at any time to take a man out. Thank you, Bruce Jenner, and good night.
Good night.
We feel lucky.
So the Brady guys both had great rides and tried to win another one, only to be stopped by a penalty. But that penalty left the door wide open for the Comedy Store. And with that relay win, they're right back in second place. Here's a look at the scores. Brady Bunch 310, Comedy Store 275, Dynasty 260. The running events are next. That's Dynasty's big chance. Don't go away. We're coming back to Star Game.
Only 50 points separating the teams. There's no way to tell which of them will go on to the next round. And it's tougher to get to that third round than it was to get here. Now, today's first place team will automatically move on, but the second place team will advance only if they have a higher score than next week's second place team. Now, Dick, I understand that the favorites in this race are the girls from Dynasty, and they're your favorites. Have you talked to them about it?
Of course we did, but Morgan, you know, I can't tell you what's going to happen. You know, you'll just have to wait and watch to see and find out for yourself.
Dick, have you been moonlighting for TV Guide or something? Let's go over to the starting line. I gotta talk to you.
So the commissioner's going to keep his secrets to himself, huh?
Dr. Tompkins, the introductions, please.
Right, Bruce. Lane number 1, the youngest Brady. It'll be Susan Olsen. Running in lane number 2, Lois Bromfield. In lane number 3, the daughter to Diane Carroll, Dynasty's Troy Byer. Lynn-Holly Johnson is in lane number 4. She's perhaps best known for her role in Ice Castles. In lane number 5, Eve Plum. She went on to do Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway, after the Brady Bunch. And Prince Michael's intended before Amanda, the Duchess of Brana, Carrie Armstrong.
Royalty here on Star Games. Morgan, you're getting good at this. Who are you going to pick to win this one?
Well, the Duchess herself and teammate Troy Byer have the fastest times. I think I'll go with them.
What a front runner. They're at the starting line. And on their marks. They're set and they're underway. That's Carrie Armstrong and Troy Byer with Lynn-Holly Johnson right there. It's going to be Carrie Armstrong and Troy Byer, and Carrie Armstrong making a strong move at the end, beats Troy Byer out of first place. It is Armstrong and Byer 1-2, and I believe Lynn-Holly Johnson held on for third place. The winning time, 6.98 seconds, and a great run from a not very advantageous starting position. Tough to run when there's nobody alongside of you, but look at the run that Carrie made, and she just passed Troy Byer in the final jump. Bruce is with the winners right now.
Where did all this speed come from on this team?
This was our strategy because
we ran so well in the preliminary round. We were expecting you to do well.
we thought we had the two fastest swimmers, so we wanted them both to race in the same heat. We got a first, second. Not only does that give us a lot of points, but it takes a lot of points away from the opposition.
That's not bad.
All right.
Emma, I know you were not able to run this time. You ran it in the preliminaries. Your back's been bothering you. Not a bad replacement, huh?
No, I think it was definitely a good idea to put Carrie in there.
It all worked. Our strategy worked.
It worked. Well done.
That's right. All right, I'm so glad you people are out of the water and back on the track. Because now you're starting
out of the water.
Now you're starting to come alive.
Water skiing we do okay, but the rest of
Water skiing we do great at next year.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, the Dynasty plan of attack appears to be working out pretty well so far. A big boost for them. And with that event over, the scoreboard looks a little bit different. Dynasty now in the lead, followed by the Bradys and the Comedy Store. Here's Bruce and Morgan.
2 events left now, and we are ready now for the running relay. Now, based on the preliminary times, the Dynasty team comes in here really as the favorite.
Yeah, but Carrie Armstrong is running injured, and although she won that last race, it's hard to say how it will affect her in a longer distance. So let's go over to the starting line and see who's running.
You're getting so good at this, Morgan.
Thanks.
Well, Dynasty has the best time of the 3 teams from the preliminaries, but by less than 2 seconds. Not too much of a cushion there. Troy Byer will be running the first leg for Dynasty. Awful lot of pressure on her if Carrie's leg injury brings her up short. And we'll have to see just how bad that injury actually is. Left to right, Lynn-Holly Johnson. Troy's in the middle. Susan Olsen on the inside.
Troy Byer making her move on the inside for Dynasty. Boy, they sure started off slow in the water, but they have come back. Once they got to the track, a big lead for Dynasty, but Lynn-Holly Johnson is still pushing.
So it's Troy Byer, and she'll make that pass first. Carrie Armstrong underway now, and we'll just see how strong that leg is, all taped up.
She won the sprints, and she doesn't seem to be slowing down at all in this 110.
So Carrie holding on to the lead. Lois Bromfield second. Eva Plum is third, coming to the end of the first 220.
The basketball star, Jack Coleman, with the lead for Dynasty, but Chris Knight is in third place for the Brady Bunch. He had a great leg on that bike, and he should be able to pick up some ground here.
Coleman in the lead, Schneider second, but Chris Knight, as you mentioned, starting to pick it up here.
Chris Knight moving on the inside around John Schneider, but Jack Coleman with a big lead in this 220.
And now it's going to be Billy Campbell getting the baton to start the final 440.
I think Billy Campbell is a very, very strong runner. It's going to take a lot to catch him.
Barry Williams taking the pass from Chris Knight. Rex Smith starting, and the exchange just being made there. Billy Campbell, very easy. Nice pace, Bruce.
Yeah, he's running a good, smart leg right here. Barry Williams has to push. He's got to make up some ground, and Rex Smith in third place is going to try to work over Barry Williams in second. He's going to make his move, and look at him. He's trying to make his move from third up to second. Rex Smith pushing very hard in third place. He's trying to chase down Barry Williams.
But you look at the three of them, and you can see it's the man on the lead who's running very easily. The two behind him laboring a little bit. Billy Campbell, now he's picking it up just a little bit. He's going to keep himself well in front.
Barry Williams looking over his left shoulder, trying to see where Rex Smith is. I think he knows at this point he may have held him off. I think Rex went a little bit too hard in that first 220 and doesn't have enough left. The Dynasty team, a very good performance.
A great leg by Billy Campbell. He just kind of paced himself, took it easy still until they started to come at him a little bit, and once they did, he just picked up the pace enough. So a very easy victory for the Dynasty team.
Great race. You ran a great race, Barry. Really good job. You did great.
All right. I guess I can put it this way. It's Dynasty's destiny to be on the track. How's that? Pretty clever?
Well put, Brooke.
Clever?
That's pretty clever, yeah.
Dynasty.
We're weak in a couple other places, but we do well on the track as a team.
Yes.
And thank God for the women, because the women, they usually win it for you, and they're winning it for us, too.
Yeah, they do.
The Inland Empire?
Yes.
Inland. Anything away from water, we do well.
Yes. Actually, we do have to learn that lesson in life, that we do sort of owe everything to the ladies, don't we?
Yeah, well, ultimately, I think so.
Ultimately, yes.
Coaches. Guys are great coaches.
Great coaches.
All right, well, congratulations, Bill. That last leg, looked like you just sort of were conserving. You weren't going totally out on it.
I was absolutely conserving, Bruce. Absolutely.
Plenty left at the end.
I never once even came close to my full potential.
because of you being an actor, you're just breathing hard just for the dramatic effect.
That's right. That's right. It's the story of my life. I've really never reached my full potential.
All right, well, take it easy on the competition.
Thank you.
Yeah, take it easy on the competition.
No way. We can't afford to.
All right. What a minute to go. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Tennis, anyone?
Nastiness.
You guys are great.
Nastiness.
Hey, we got a team.
I think we get in here.
You two ladies pulling up.
1, 2, 3, nasty. Okay. 1, 2, 3, nasty!
Well, it all seems to be a part of the Dynasty game plan with only one event to go. Here's a look at how the points stack up. The Apache Relay is next, and we'll be back right after this.
Apache Relay, and with only 100 points separating the teams, all three teams are still in the running.
Right, sports commentator. Yeah, you're getting so good at this. Now, the pressure is on. Now, this should be a good race. But then the Apache, being the last event, is always good because the competitors really give it 100%.
Oh, boy, they do. So now it is down to this. Let's get to the action.
So the bloodbath.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, that's really the truth. This friendly competition has turned into a bloodbath. At the starting line, Mike Lookenland, John Schneider, and Jack Coleman. You heard the whistle.
Set.
And they're underway. They're on the obstacle course. Everybody got through that all right. Now to the tires. Everybody threw that pretty well. All three did that very well. Now we're at the jump rope.
This is such an important part of the race, but probably the most important thing in this entire race is doing it clean, no penalties. Right now, Dynasty with a slight lead.
Carrie Armstrong once more, a superb sprint effort. And now we're underway in the slalom. Somebody knocked over a pylon. I believe it was Jeffrey Scott.
Jeffrey Scott knocked over a pylon, but I don't know, and it wasn't definitely a 3-second lead. It was a very close finish. Barry Williams was second. Yes, he did. There it is.
Very, very tough way to lose this one if, in fact, that is going to cost them the title.
Misery loves paparazzi. Oh, no. No. Beaten by the Coneheads.
Thank you.
Why you do this to me? Why?
Jack Coleman facing harsh reality. Meanwhile, the Bradys, well, they're celebrating their win. They won the race in a Star Games record of 27:07. Bruce is with him.
All right, let's get the bunch together here. Let's bunch up here. Yeah, well, the official ruling from the truck. You guys go on to the next round. You people are having so much fun. You know, you said you got to come back and do this one more time, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we're looking forward to it, too.
Actually, we said way back when we started all these shows, we said that you guys hadn't been together for, what, some 4 years?
4 years since the Brady Brides. And you know what else? I think our show was created for this show with the 3 men and 3 women.
I want to point out one interesting fact. All these other shows were picked from amongst a larger cast.
Yeah.
These are the only 6 people that you had to pick from.
It's amazing what youth and experience will do, right?
This one.
Yeah, and also a little break here at the end, huh?
Yeah.
It was
Well,
nice.
yeah, I'm glad. Did y'all have fun? We'll come back and we'll do this
We
again.
did.
We had a good time.
Well,
Did you
good.
have fun?
And Bruce,
I always have fun doing these
Bruce,
things.
I hope we made it dramatic for you.
Yes.
You made it very close, and we appreciate it.
Certainly did for us.
Thank you, Bruce.
Good. All right, we'll see you in the next round.
Bruce.
Congratulations.
And what about Dynasty? Well, with the penalty, they still do come in second, but now they're going to have to wait an entire week to see whether or not they'll go on to the next round. Ironic, don't you think?
This is so painful. This is the most heartbreaking thing I've ever had to deal with in my life.
Can the Brady Bunch keep their television reunion going one more week by continuing to annihilate the opposition at the pool? Can the Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaid team use a little surf and a lot of turf to ride their way into the finals? Or will a landlocked Dynasty team be able to survive by shooting their way past the competition? From Palm Springs, California, where this desert oasis becomes more than a playground for tennis and golf, and when actors turned athletes battle it out for a place in the finals as the competition continues on Star Games. Our first team has proven that growing up together can make for a stronger team. From the Bradys, here's their captain, Barry Williams, Chris Knight, Mike Lookinlands, Maureen McCormick, Susan Olsen, and Eve Plum. Our second team has proven that doing it for the flipper can be very successful. From Charlie and Company Love Boat, here's their captain, Terrence McGovern, Tori Breno, Deborah Johnson, Beth Myatt, Christophe St. John, and Eddie Velez. And our third team has proven that destiny alone can make a team successful. From Dynasty, here's their captain, Jack Coleman, Carrie Armstrong, Troy Byer, Billy Campbell, Emma Sams, and Jeffrey Scott. Special appearances by the flipper himself, Flip Wilson. Our commissioner is Dick Butkus. And now, here are your hosts, Bruce Jenner and Morgan Brittany.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aquatic Center in Palm Springs, California. Now, this is the last semifinal competition. At the end of the day, we will know the teams that will be in next week's final.
That's true, Bruce. Now, 2 of today's teams have specific areas of strength. The Brady guys, now they seem almost unbeatable in the water, and the Dynasty women, they've been lightning in the dashes.
And the Charlie and Company Love Boat team really is a pretty well-balanced team.
Except in the kayak race.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that one.
Remember
They had
that
trouble.
one?
Yeah, well, never mind. All right, I'm ready to start.
So am I. Now, if we could find our commissioner. You seen him?
Hey, Bruce.
Mhm.
You know, Dynasty's here. You remember from last time how much
I'll go see if I can find him, and why don't you get the competition started?
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay, go.
Okay, let's go. Now, the women's swim sprint is the first item on the agenda. 25 yards, one width of the pool, and the scoring. 50 points for first, 25 for second, and 10 for third. So let's see who's swimming.
All right, Morgan, the competitors just about ready for the first event. Let's hope the commissioner is lurking somewhere in the vicinity of the start line just to keep an eye on things. Swimming in lane number 1, the unforgettable Marcia Brady, Maureen McCormick. In lane 2, the Duchess of Brana herself, Carrie Armstrong. In lane 3, one of Flip's mermaids, Beth Myatt. In lane 4, Dominique Devereaux's daughter, Troy Byer. In lane 5, the effervescent Tori Breno. And in lane 6, Marcia's sister Jan, Eve Plum.
Barry, the Dynasty women seem to favor the track events over swimming, so I think this race will be between the Brady girls and the Love Boat Mermaids.
I think you're absolutely right, Morgan. I think it's going to be a most interesting race. Very good start, very even start. Tori Breno got off very quickly, but watch out for Beth Myatt. It's Tori Breno and Beth Myatt. It's going to be extremely close. Tori Breno and Beth Myatt. And it is going to be Beth Myatt in front with Tori Breno finishing second. And Eve Plum, I believe, was there for third. A tremendous victory for Beth Myatt.
Last time the strategy worked. Carrie pulled back, did not win third. She stayed back.
Oh, that worked?
It worked.
Brilliant.
Good. And you, wonderful.
You got it. Sorry, you came close.
Well, well, what a team. What a team. Andreas, Brett, nice job.
So the Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaid team getting off to a fine start with a 1-2 finish in the ladies sprint. Let's take a look at the official event.
Just part of the view here in Palm Springs, and for the competitors here today, it's taken a lot of teamwork to make it this far. Each of the teams were faced with 2 elimination rounds before advancing to these semifinals. Survival of the fittest was the only way to move on. The team from the Brady Bunch turned their television reunion here at Star Games into a pool party as they went through the first rounds without losing a single event in the water. The Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaid team had their problems in round 1, barely squeaking by the competition. But that all changed in round 2 as they dominated the track events for a decisive victory. The Dynasty team sailed through their first round, winning every event except one. But fierce competition in round 2 forced them to reach way down to pull into first place at the track, only to lose at the Apache.
And it's not over yet. Let's get back to today's competition.
Stuck to death in the water.
Now it is time for the men to get in the water. Now this race is another sprint, just the same, 25 yards. The points, 50, 25, and 10. And with me are the Brady Bunch, are Barry Williams and Mike Lookinland. Now you guys were practically, yeah, Barry and Mike right here. We got it. It's tough with the shirts off. You know, you can't tell.
The hair wet.
Yes. But you guys were really pretty much unstoppable in the preliminary rounds. I mean, now it's new competitors. Who are you looking for?
Anyone who has their arm out in front of mine, I'll be gunning for.
Yes. I mean, the ladies came in with the third.
Yes.
And so now
Yes,
it's up to the men.
Yes.
It's up to the men to get some good stuff. More good points.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Bruce. Let's go, man.
It's so nice to see the Brady boys back together again, and Mike and Barry are excellent swimmers. They should both do well here.
I would say that that's an accurate call. Let's go to the blocks now and see who the competitors are. Lane 1, the young Charlie Jr., Christophe St. John. In lane number 2, a member of Denver's Dynasty, Jack Coleman. In lane 3, the oldest of the Bradys and the favorite in this field, Barry Williams. In lane 4, Billy Campbell. He's had a first in this event. In lane number 5, the other half of the Brady double duo, Mike Lookinland. And in lane 6, newly appointed Dr. Death by his coach, Eddie Velez. All 3 of these teams have had some success in this event, and Bruce, I think this is going to be a pretty strong field.
You know, most of these swimmers have had real strong preliminary times, and although the Bradys may be the favorite, everybody out here has a good chance of winning this race.
They're all at the starting blocks, and the gun, a very even start. Barry Williams seemed to get off the fastest. Remember, he's the favorite in this event. It is Barry Williams with Mike Lookinland and Billy Campbell. Barry Williams now about a half a body length in front. It's going to be Barry Williams winning it, and I believe it was Mike Lookinland there for second. Billy Campbell, I'm quite sure,
finished in third place.
Oh, a nice effort by the Bradys. They should be real happy with that one.
I would say so. There's the winning time and a satisfied captain. A 1-2 finish for the Bradys. And another look. Barry Williams and teammate Mike Lookinland both coming on strong at the end to pull out first and second. Billy Campbell reaching out on the last stroke to save third.
Oh, that Brady bunch.
I've had enough of it.
Yeah, they're killing us. They're in reruns, too.
Well, some sour grapes from the Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaids team. Reruns or not, this reunion of the Bradys has turned out to be a positive one at the pool. There are the scores, and Flip is with the commissioner.
Dick, I'm back. And my team's going for the cup.
Speechless and threatened with bodily harm by Flip Wilson. Both newsworthy items for the Inquirer. Back now to the competition and a look at what happened in the swimming relay, Bruce.
Okay, Barry, in the first leg, the Bradys' Mike Lookinland immediately took command against Mermaid Beth Myatt and Jeffrey Scott. Now, the Bradys maintained that lead through both the first and second legs. Now, the Charlie and Company Love Boat team moved into second and Dynasty a distant third. Now, at the start of the third leg, the Bradys reduced that lead to almost nothing. Tori Breno, Maureen McCormick, and Christoph St. John. Now, midway through that, Christoph St. John for the Charlie and Company Love Boat team handed over a sizable cushion to Eddie Velez. But Barry Williams went in the water and immediately with a very quick turn started to make up distance on Eddie Velez. And in the final few feet, it was the Bradys pulling out a great victory. So the big brother, Barry Williams, wins that one for the bunch as we take another look at it. A real cliffhanger, as Morgan would say, and the Bradys come up with the victory, and there are the overall scores.
All right, you guys, you have done it again.
Out of the water.
Out of the water. That was, and I can't Flip said it all. That was exquisite.
It really was. What a beautiful race. That was a one tough race. Yeah, I don't think it gets any closer than that.
That was very, very close, but boy, I'll tell you, that was something I love to see on these kinds of shows.
You didn't pass him until the last body length of the pool. I mean, it was
I could see him out of my eyes the whole way, and I was thinking, gosh, when is he going to give up?
That's right. Well, not to say the rest of you. I mean, you all did so great. That's what. All right, you're taking a commanding lead here. Let's hold on to it and move on, okay? Congratulations, you guys. Okay.
Like we said, we got the track and field coming up. The track and field, the legs, you know.
Yeah, we got the legs. We got the legs on this team.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Some beautiful legs, too. How about the mermaid stand? Shall we do it, ladies?
Mermaid stands.
There you go.
Well, a little Las Vegas sideshow by the Charlie and Company Love Boat Mermaid team. The swimming event's now over. 3 events behind us, and coming up, the very tricky kayak race. Then we move over to the track for the running events. Charlie and Company Love Boat and Dynasty looking forward to that. Don't go away. While practicing, this Dynasty team has done very well in this event.
No. What happens is I jump in, you dive, just like that. That's how I did last time.
The Charlie and Company Love Boat team hasn't had it so easy in the kayak race.
Okay.
Terry looking very relaxed before this race, considering what happened the first time. Got their money already. Here are the scores again. The Bradys once more are the favorites. Now let's get to the starting line and see who is rowing. In lane number 1 for the Charlie and Company Love Boat team, rowing the first leg, Tori Breno and Terrence McGovern. Rowing second, Deborah Johnson and Eddie Velez. In the middle lane for the Bradys, rowing the first leg, Susan Olson and Chris Knight. Rowing second, Eve Plum and Barry Williams. In lane number 3 for Dynasty, rowing the first leg, Emma Sams and Billy Campbell. And rowing second, Jeffrey Scott and Kerry Armstrong. Okay, 2 trips up around the buoy, Morgan.
Only 2.5 seconds separate the Bradys and Dynasty's best times. Now, it should be a tight race between those two.
It should be, and they're underway. It really depends on the exchange, though. That's where the difference has been made. Charlie and Company Love Boat staying even right now with the other 2 teams very close.
The Charlie and Company team really has improved in this event. The first time they got in it, they barely were able to finish. And now as we get down here at the semifinal competition, look at, they're competitive. They're right there with the leaders.
That's Emma and Billy working around the first buoy, very close at the first buoy, and the Bradys, I think, got around a little bit easier than the others.
The Bradys with a very nice turn. They came out with a nice boat lead after that turn, so they're going to be tough to beat.
It looks looks like the Bradys have a real good lead. If they can make a good exchange, Bruce, I think they've got it.
Of course, remember, they all grew up together. We come now to that all-important exchange. The Bradys will get there first. It looks as though it's going to be Dynasty there for second. And now the Brady's second crew, Barry Williams and Eve Plum, are off and just about on their way. They push off, got a good push off, just try to straighten the boat now. A little bit of scrambling on the Dynasty team. They'll Kerry Armstrong and Jeffrey Scott getting into the boat now. They're underway.
A nice lead. Look at it. They look very smooth for the Brady bunch. Barry Williams really has done a great job. He's sort of been coaching this team. He really has been the captain. He's been the leader on this team, and they've been competitive through all the competitions.
He definitely does well in the water, no question about that. And once more, around that buoy and doing so relatively easy. That's Barry Williams and Eve Plum, and they got around it and on their way back.
It's going to be a real interesting race for second here, Bruce. I think Charlie and Company Love Boat and Dynasty are pretty close.
And they got a good race going here, but right now it seems like the Dynasty people are out in front, and they're going to come in with second place.
Once more, it's the Bradys holding on. They get the victory. Disappointed Kerry Armstrong checking out the winning team, but it is the Bradys who come away the winner in kayaking. And the Bradys coming in with another big win, dominating the competition in the water. Let's take a look then at that buoy on the first leg, and that's really where the race was won for the Bradys. It moved them into the lead for good. After that, they never looked back. They had a very good exchange, and that was really the difference in this one.
You came in second in this kayak, but you're, I think, third in total.
Distant third.
Distant third?
How distant would you say? I don't know how distant. I'd say 100 or 200 points.
We're still in Mexico.
That's where we want to be, so that they don't even see us coming.
wait till they get on the track.
We did this last time, and we just got them in the end.
Brady's still on a streak. Charlie and Company Love Boat holding their own, and a particularly tough one for them. And the team from Dynasty beginning to emerge with the knowledge that basketball, near and dear to Captain Jack Coleman's heart, is coming up. There are the scores. Bruce?
Thanks, Barry. The mini event this week is one-on-one basketball. One member from each team will compete in a round-robin style. Now, the winner of the point stays on the court. The loser sits. First 1 to 12 wins, and if you get 3 fouls, it's on the bench. First up, the Brady's Chris Knight, starting off NBA style against Eddie Velez of the Charlie and Company team, hitting that turnaround jumper. Dynasty's Jack Coleman obviously has been spoiled with a television replay, and he wants to see it again. But then Eddie Velez does some scoring for himself, and he's in there for 2 points. And then it's time to see Jack Coleman on the offense. He's a little bit of trouble finding the handle at first, but he makes his move on Eddie Velez. Oh! And he's on his back. That's 1 foul for Jack Coleman. And then Jack Coleman had the ball again later on in the competition. He turns around jumper, sinks it for 2. And he's still going up against Eddie Velez. Jack Coleman with very good moves, plays JV basketball at Duke, and he's got all the moves as he puts it in again. Jack Coleman dominating the competition. And again, off the backboard. Seems like any place on the court, Coleman could hit it. And so that means Jack Coleman wins the one-on-one basketball. Dynasty gets first place.
And the Dynasty team finally comes through. 3 cheers for Jack Coleman. 3 cheers. Hooray.
Well, even our sandbagging commissioner during his finest dramatic moment couldn't stop the likes of Dynasty's Jack Coleman in basketball. Now at the end of 5, a look at the overall score shows things are beginning to tighten up a little bit. The women's dash is next, and we'll be back. Track now for the running events. The women's sprint is up first, and the ladies have taken to a different form of loosening up today. Certainly looks like the pressure isn't bothering these ladies.
Okay, we've moved to the...
So Morgan Dynasty in hopes of a repeat performance.
Carrie's got the fastest time in this event with a 6.98. Her biggest competition, though, according to preliminary times, is not her teammate Troy Byer, but Mermaid Deborah Johnson,
who happens to be running in lane number 1. Deborah's best, 7.11. In lane number 2, it'll be Troy Byer. Her fastest time, 7.2 seconds. Over in lane number 3, still dancing, Mermaid Tori Breno. Next to Tori Breno in lane number 5, Eve Plum. Today has been a very good day of competition for her. And in lane number 6, the favorite, Carrie Armstrong.
Barry, this is a very important race for the Dynasty and the Charlie and Company Love Boat teams. Now, both are depending on these track events to pull them through this competition.
Well, the Brady's on the defense for this one. A good score here by Dynasty or the Mermaids could definitely threaten the lead of theirs. They're at their marks. The gun is up. And they're underway. And that is Deborah Johnson, a huge start. It's Deborah Johnson who's going all the way. She's going to win it right away. Troy Byer was there for second. And I think it was Carrie Armstrong who finished third. A tremendous victory yet another time for Deborah Johnson. Not the favorite, but look at that time. 6.77.
Good running.
Great.
All right.
There seems to be some misunderstanding on both teams as to who actually came in third. We'll look at the race again. Tori and Carrie dead even until the last step when it looked as though Carrie moved ahead. So Charlie and Company Love Boat in first place. Dynasty does take second and third. And that changes the scoreboard to look like this.
Well, we're closing in now on the end of this competition. As none of the teams have a clear shot to the finals yet, it's still a wide open contest between all three of them. Now it's time for the men to take the track. A short 50 yards, and this one is totally up for grabs. Now Bruce is at the start line with the Dynasty runners.
You know, guys, with only 75 points, spreading the top, the three teams in this competition, Dynasty, although didn't do much of the pool, is still not out of the ball game.
No, we're not out of the ball game. We'll have to see how we do in the sprints here. I've never come out of blocks before in my life, so we'll see what happens.
I've heard different than that, but that's a whole other. Billy, how about you? You got any running background?
Rugby, that's about it.
Well, that's good running, actually. Yeah, that is good running, except nobody's trying to hit you with a stick.
Yeah, that's better hitting than it is running.
No sticks in rugby.
You may take a few people out on a cross body block, which would set me free, spring me.
Yeah. What about the competition? You've obviously looked over the field.
I saw them run before. I know Christoph's very fast. I know Chris Knight's real fast. He's a sprinter. Yeah. So it's going to be very tough. Well, I think we're just hoping to place here.
Yeah, just gets a couple of points out of it. Huh?
Yeah, we hope to do that.
We'll see. Listen to that attitude. It's changed. Come on, guys, you got to get it up a little bit. You're going to the wind.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
okay, all right. Get down on those blocks. All right. Go for it. That's the old spirit.
So, Dynasty, aware of the competition, not expecting too much from this race. Unfortunately, they do need points now. Time slipping away. Lane 1, Barry Williams, and I think he'd prefer this entire competition to be held in the water. Lane 2, Dynasty's biggest weapon on the track, Billy Campbell. Over in lane number 3, Coach Flipper's fastest guy out here, Christophe St. John. In lane number 4, the Dynasty captain, Jack Coleman. Running in lane number 5, another one of Flip's bullets, Eddie Velez. And in lane number 6, sprinter Chris Knight. Bruce, any thoughts about this one?
Well, Barry, this is one of the closest contests we've seen. We've talked how Dynasty needs points because they're currently in third place. But all these teams need points right now. There's 3 events left, and the competitors have to go all out in each event so they can win this thing.
They are underway. It's a blanket start. Very close. Billy Campbell now knows he's in front. It's Billy Campbell and Jack Coleman 1-2. And I'm not sure who was there for third. It might have been Chris Knight who finished in third place. But a very good victory and a very excited Jack Coleman. So Jack Coleman finishing just behind his teammate Billy Campbell, and I think that would have to really go down as a major upset. Look at the time, 6.10, very representation time, and that team right now desperately needing a victory got one when it really needed it the most.
I was stumbling to regain my...
Well, nobody was able to get Billy Campbell or Jack Coleman as they nailed this one. First and second place, far beyond their expectations. Chris Knight pulls in with a reward for third place, and Bruce is with the winning Dynasty team.
It's all in the attitude, okay? You guys were going down there for third place just a second ago. And I say, guys, go for the win.
To say in Philadelphia, we had a bad attitude.
Yeah, it's exactly it. It's just to change the attitude. 1-2. Can you believe it, Bill?
We weren't sure that Bill was going to run. Really? And he won. We didn't know if we had no idea he could run.
Well, now we know. Now the pressure's on you guys in the relay coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think the girls will pull it out for you anyway, so you don't have to worry about it.
We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like, 1-2. Congratulations.
All right.
Isn't it so much fun when you're out of the pool? Yeah. Well, congratulations.
That's our motto, everybody out of the pool.
So a win in the sprints and a change of attitude has turned an already close contest into a pressure cooker. 30 points now separates first from third. There's a look at the scores. Cycle aerobic trainer by Bally. Relay is next. The captains are together with Morgan right now. Captains are together with Morgan right now.
All right, I got the captains over here. Listen, you guys, after that last men's sprint, this is a close race. I mean, this is really close points. I think 30 points separate all three of you, and that's it, you know. Now, Flip, you guys were doing really great in the water, and you haven't come alive on the track yet.
I don't know what's happening. Their initiative is disappearing faster than my ex-wife's love.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Really? That was very shaky.
No, I think they're good. I think they're gonna do all right.
I'm hoping, and I don't let them hear what I said.
Oh no.
But I'd say this to you guys. You guys want to sell a car?
Now, wait a minute.
Jack.
As a team, they have tremendous speed. I've seen their times in the relay, where I would have to make them the favorite in the relay.
Well, you know, Jack, your team is coming from behind, and you're doing real good.
That's sort of the position we like to be in, because it gets nerve-wracking when you're out in front. You know, when you're behind, you sort of have nothing to lose. You just fight hard and try to climb up.
That was my marriage. That was my marriage.
Exactly. See, I mean,
I was constantly behind.
Now, you guys...
Now, we from the aquatic bunch have been not looking forward to this very next event tremendously. So we're going to do our very best to hang in there with it, and then hopefully go for it toward the end.
Well, let me tell you guys something. This, I have been told, is one of the closest races in all of Star Games history. So are you ready for this?
Something else is lengthy history. One of these three teams is going to have to win, because we're all so close that we're keeping the scores low.
Yes.
The second place team isn't going to advance, so all three teams need to win this.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one.
Well,
so
the little bit of doubt that the statement showing the little bit of doubt that he just made is the most positive thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, but he's doing that to trick you. You know that, don't you?
Yes, my ex-wife tricked me at work.
All right, well, good luck, you guys.
A recurring theme here.
That's right.
I hate her. I really
Good luck,
hate her.
you guys.
Thanks, Mark.
See you later.
I like my opponent, but I hate my ex-wife. I hate her. I really hate her. See this bat? If I run into her out here...
Gallant has never been the word used in describing the flipper. But knocking out the opposition, look at the scores. The Charlie and Company Love Boat team, the favorites here, but only by the slimmest of margins over Dynasty. Left to right, Susan Olsen, Troy Byer, and Deborah Johnson.
Barry, you can feel the tension in the air here. This isn't fun and games anymore.
We are underway in this one. Troy Byer and Deborah Johnson staying very close with one another. Susan Olsen now starting to lag a little bit behind.
Deborah Johnson running a very good leg on the inside, but Troy Byer is doing very well just to stay with her.
And they reach the pass-off point just about together. Now it's Carrie Armstrong and Tori Breno. And the Charlie and Company team making the exchange a little bit better, and you can see the result of it all. Tori looking better in the longer distances than in the sprints, also wanting to win this rematch against Carrie Armstrong. Now Christophe St. John takes the baton. Jack Coleman getting the handoff moments later for his team, and Chris Knight will just have to wait.
Jack Coleman is right behind Christophe St. John as the Brady bunch is way back there. But here comes Jack Coleman. He's making his move. He's coming up on the outside of Christophe St. John. Jack Coleman showing very good endurance. This is a 220-yard leg. It's not easy.
And just about together on the final pass. Now it's Eddie Velez for his team and Billy Campbell for his. Finally, the last pass being made way back up the track. But at the front end, it's Billy now kind of just cozying in behind Eddie.
It's going to be an interesting race here because Billy Campbell and Eddie Velez have got stamina. I think Billy Campbell might make it. I'm not sure.
Well, right now, Eddie Velez looks very strong. He's got a nice stride. He looks like he's relaxed. He looks in good control. But right behind him is a lot of competition.
And way behind him, you saw Barry Williams. Here's the race, though. It's up front. Billy Campbell now just kind of stalking Eddie Velez. Billy Campbell looks to be the stronger, but Eddie Velez the smoother. And Barry Williams, well... And now here's the race up front again. And Billy Campbell now starting to edge up on Eddie Velez. He starts to move up on Velez's shoulder. Here he comes. Can Velez hold him off? It is going to be close. No! Campbell blows by Eddie Velez. It is Billy Campbell winning it, and winning it in most
impressive fashion. A tremendous victory for the Dynasty team here. And there is another big surprise. Campbell and Dynasty not only win it, but they win it in record time. As you can see, 0.02 of a second faster than it's been done before. And way up the track, Barry Williams finally comes in. The Charlie and Company Love Boat team just consoling themselves. Let's take another look at Billy Campbell's winning this one for Dynasty. A strong and a surprising last-ditch sprint. And right now, Morgan Brittany is with the very happy winner.
Hey, listen, even with your injury and everything, you did really, really well. Listen, oh, my gosh.
I knew you were going to run him down.
What a performance that was. That was great. You ran him down. Tell me something. Tell me. Now, you held back, didn't you, a little bit? Because we were watching, Bruce and I were both watching. You held back, and you made that rush for finish, which was great.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I always heard this thing about wind tunnel or something.
Yeah?
It's called drafting?
And Jack.
No, I'm serious.
And in Bill's case, he calls it tractoring. He just runs him.
Well, they had the unenviable position of being about 3 yards ahead, which is not far enough ahead to hold on to a lead, and it's not close enough so that the pressure was all on them. It's close enough to hear footsteps. Right, exactly.
That's right, boy.
And it tightens you up when you know the guy's right there. It's easier to be the one right behind it.
All right, well,
listen,
it is still anybody's game, so you got to get out there on that Apache and
Look
really...
at the MVP here.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you.
MVP
This is
performance.
great. All right, you guys, congratulations. You did it. Great. See you later.
I will second that motion. Billy Campbell, certainly the MVP on the track, although the whole Dynasty team has really come through in these last events. We are down now to one event. Let's take a look at the scores. Dynasty in the lead position, followed by the Bradys and Charlie and Company Love Boat. Next, the Apache.
Looks simple enough, but when $30,000 for first, $21,000 for second, and $12,000 for third is on the line, it doesn't come easy. The lead at first belonged to the Bradys as they put on an overpowering performance in the swimming events. Next, the kayak race, and again it was the Bradys who steered themselves into victory, dropping anchor on both the Charlie and Company Love Boat and Dynasty teams for a huge... But then over to dry land, the Dynasty team started on their road to recovery. Hoops was first, and Jack Coleman put on a display even the Colbys would be proud of. Running was next, and the women's dash made Charlie and Company Love Boat winners, but Dynasty stayed close with a second and third. After 6, it was still Brady's. In the men's sprint, Dynasty hit pay dirt when Billy Campbell and Jack Coleman surprised even themselves with a 1-2 finish. That moved him into second. Then the running relay, where Dynasty's Billy Campbell was faced with a challenge to win. With 20 yards to go, he surged ahead of Eddie Velez to put Dynasty on top.
Flip, Charlie and Company, the Mermaids could win. Dynasty can win. And Barry, the Brady bunch can win because they can all do it in this one. So that puts the pressure on you. But does Dynasty have the momentum going since they've been coming back every event?
Well, yeah, we got the momentum. We came to play, and we're going to go out there and do our best,
And Barry, I mean, your team has been in the ball game all day long. Started off so strong in the pool. You've come over here. You've been able to get some points, but you certainly have tightened up the race.
Well, we did want to start off strongly. I think the thing to watch right now in this event is our jump roper. We have a little secret weapon there that could put us out just a tad ahead.
Okay, well, we'll check out the jump rope.
Look,
and
my team's going to hate me if my psychology doesn't work. So I'm asking you guys to consider. Don't just think about yourself. If you want my team to love me and want to add to our friendship, tell you guys to hold back a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. I'll tell you what.
That was fair. I didn't offer money.
Let's enough talking about this. Let's get to the starting line. Let's get it over with. Let's do it.
Offer the money. You want money?
No.
Oh, excuse me.
May the best in primetime soap win.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
The captain's pretty casual considering what's at stake here. Jack Coleman getting the last word on that one. Flip's got to be worried. At the start line, Jack Coleman in the near lane, Mike Lookenland in the middle. That's Deborah Johnson in the far lane, and they are underway. And Jack Coleman a little bit of trouble going through the tires there. On the ropes now, the Brady secret weapon. Susan Olsen in the lead, Tori Brenner and Troy Byer. And there is, I believe, a penalty flag in the Dynasty lane. Now, Maureen McCormick getting the tag first, starting the sprint. Carrie Armstrong second, Eddie Velez is third. And now we're underway with Jeff Scott, Barry Williams, and Christoph St. John on the bikes. And I saw a cone go down in the Brady lane. Jeff Scott goes down, and that's it for Dynasty. Barry Williams comes in first, but he has a 3-second penalty. No penalties called on Charlie and Company Love Boat. It appears that they are going to win it. Barry Williams eyeing the cone, aware of what that penalty means. We'll take another look at what happened. His bike got around the pylon okay. His foot knocked it down. And as for the Dynasty team, tough luck.
I'm sorry, folks.
I fell too. I don't know if you saw me. I fell right on my face.
Pylons to go for a shot at the finals, and he cut the corner a little bit too quickly. Right now, Bruce Jenner has made his way over to talk with the Dynasty team.
Well, I guess it wasn't Dynasty's destiny to be in the competition. It made it really, really good.
To come out of the pool with as few points as we did and then to be ahead coming into this competition, you know, we feel really good about that.
We owe an awful lot to Emma's cheering on the side, don't you?
Absolutely.
Bill, you did a great job, and I think probably the last thing we should do is maybe give this cone to Jeff, because he almost ate it on that in that last thing. Not to say you guys are going home with nothing. That's it. You almost ate that thing on the last run. But it really was a lot of fun having you. We certainly appreciate all your effort. And, yeah, come on back next year. We'd love to have you.
That was fun.
All right, good. You have a good time?
Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Good. All right, thanks a lot.
That was a brutal test, you guys. I mean, it was, what a cliffhanger that one was, right?
Yes, we had a couple of really close races today. I tell you, it was disappointing to turn around and see that pylon down.
Yeah, well, I know. You were so far ahead, and then when Jeffrey took the tumble on the I mean, I couldn't believe this race. It was unbelievable.
Listen, as the captain of our group for this event, I wanted to thank Star Games for bringing us back together. We've had a good time training for it. We've had a great couple of weekends down here. And
yeah, well, you did great. All right, congratulations. You're winners anyway, right? You're winners anyway. Okay, so long.
Flipper! I guess this is exciting, huh?
I have nothing to say.
That's it. Good thing you didn't say anything. Good. This is great. Well, let's bring the team in here. Congratulations. Let me tell you, that was close.